Welcome to the Kectil Global Roundup, your monthly source for news and updates from around the world.
Welcome to the Kectil Global Roundup, where we bring you insights into pressing global issues. I'm Alexandra Fomin, your host for today's episode. I would like to start today's video with the news from Ukraine, as a recent Russian missile attack hit the Ahmadi Children's Hospital in Kyiv, causing serious damage. The missile killed 2 hospital workers and injured several others, including children. Ukrainian officials are treating this as a war crime and have started an investigation. President Zelensky said the attack was international, aimed to send a message to the world and NATO alliance. He emphasized the need for continued support from international allies and stressed the importance of air defense system to protect Ukraine from such attacks. Since 2022, Ukraine has been embroiled in a war following Russia's large-scale invasion. The conflict began on February 24, 2022, when Russia launched a full-scale military assault on Ukraine, scaling tensions that had been building since Russian annexion of Crimea in 2014 and the ongoing conflict in eastern Ukraine. The war has caused widespread destruction and significant loss of life, with numerous cities, including Kyiv, Kharkiv, and Mariupol, facing heavy attacks. Millions of Ukrainians have been displaced, creating a major humanitarian crisis. The international community has largely condemned Russia's action, resulting in several economic sanctions against Russia, and significant military and financial aid to Ukraine from NATO countries and other allies. Despite the initial advance, Ukraine forces have mounted strong resistance, reclaiming some occupied territories. The conflict remains ongoing, with frequent clashes and continued efforts for peace negotiation. The war has drawn global attention and has significant implication. The war has drawn global attention and has significant implication for international relations and global security. Next country to which I would like to bring your attention is Zambia. Since Zambia made education free in 2021, the number of students in school has significantly increased. This change has given 2 million more children the chance to attend school, but it has also created issues like overcrowded classrooms and the storage of desks and teachers. A Chania primary and secondary school classroom designed for 30 students now hold over 150. This overcrowding affects the quality of education, as teachers struggle to give individual attention and resources like books. This overcrowding affects the quality of education as teachers struggle to give individuals attention and resources like books are scarce. Despite these challenges, many families are grateful, as free education allows children who couldn't afford school before to now attend. The government has invested over $1 billion in education and plans to build more schools and hire thousands of new teachers. However, there's still a long way to go to improve infrastructure and ensure that all students receive a quality education. We believe that everything will be fine and all students in Zambia and other countries will have more opportunity to study in their schools and got quality education. Next country where we would like to bring your attention it is Nigeria, as the BBC article delves into the complex decision-making process of young Nigerians completing whether to stay in their homeland or seek opportunities abroad. Olutu Olanwayo, a 24-year-old electrical engineer, epitomized this dilemma. While he cherishes Nigeria's rich culture, food, and strong community bonds, he feels hindered in his professional goals by issues like unreliable infrastructure and governance challenges. This frustration, shared by many Nigeria's youth, are pushing them toward the concept of Japa or leaving the country for greener pastures elsewhere, like UK, Canada, and Germany, which lies in promises of better career prospects and living conditions, despite the financial strains and emotional toll of leaving behind loved ones. Social media and personal anecdotes increasingly showcase the experience of those who have chosen to immigrate, highlighting both the opportunities and the sacrifice involved. This trend reflects a broader shift where young Nigerians are weighing their deep-rooted attachment to their homeland against the pragmatic pursuit of personal and professional fulfillment abroad. The situation faced by young Nigerians completing immigration can potentially change with concentrate efforts to improve infrastructure, reduce corruption, and enhance governance. Addressing these fundamental issues could create a more conducive environment for professional growth and opportunity with Nigeria itself. By investing in reliable power systems, strengths of security, and promoting transparent government, the government could stem the tide of immigration by offering young people the chance to build their future at home. Additionally, creating more jobs and supporting entrepreneurship could provide valuable alternatives to seek opportunities abroad, thereby retaining talents and fostering economic growth domestically. So let's do what we can do for supporting Nigerian labor market. The next article from CNN sheds light on a long-standing issues where Kenyan women have accused British soldiers of sexual violence, including rape, during military training exercise in Kenya. This allegation span decades with numerous cases documented by Kenyan's human rights bodies and highlighted in various legal proceedings. The women affected, like Marian Panaloy's mother Lydia Juma, have faced immense hardship, ostracization, and emotional trauma. For Maria and others born from these circumstances, their mixed race heritage often subjects them to societal rejection and challenges in accessing basic rights and opportunities. Despite efforts by the British High Commission to investigate allegations and cooperate with local authorities, many cases remain unresolved. The Kenyan government's defense intelligence and foreign relations community is actively investigate these claims, aiming to address historical injustice and provide closure to victims and their families. Legal initiatives such as the ability to sue British soldiers in Kenya courts under a revised defense pact offer a glimmer of hope for accountability and justice potential, making a turning point in this deeply troubling allegation of abuse and adoption. Also, in Kenya, renewed anti-government protests have resulted in at least one death as demonstrators clashes with police, damaging their resignation of President William Ruto. Protests blocked major roads, set fires, and marched in cities like Nairobi, Mombasa, Kisumu, and Eldoret. Police used tear gas in Nairobi and fired shots in Kintegala, south of Nairobi, as the tension escalated with protests changing Ruto must go and engaging in stone throwing and tire burning. Business in Nairobi remains closed due to fears of looting, reminiscent of previous demonstrations. The protests sparked by protest attacks increased last month persist despite Ruto withdrawing the law and dismissing much of this cabinet. According to Kenya's Human Rights Commission, government-funded protests have claimed at least 50 lives and left 59 missing and abducted. Also, we have interview in our live stream videos about this situation with one of the Kenyan Kectil participants, and also on our site and our social media you can find more information about this protest. Next country is Gambia, as this country recent parliamentary decision to uphold the ban on female genital mutilation (FGM) comes amidst significant society and political debate. The practice of FGM, which involved the partial or total removals of external female genitalia, has been a deeply rooted tradition in Gambian culture, particularly among Muslim communities. Despite its overlawing in 2015, the law introduced under former President Yahya Jammeh was a landmark move aimed at protecting women and girls from the physical and physiological harm associated with FGM. The recent attempt to repeal the ban sparked widespread protest and condemnation from human rights organizations including Amnesty International, who labeled it a regressive step for human rights in the country. Proponents of legalization FGM argued that it was a religious practice integral to Islam. Also, this view was contested by many who view FGM as a harmful violation of human rights. Despite the legal prohibition, reports indicate that FGM continued to be practiced clandestinely in some parts of Gambia, illustrating the ongoing challenges in enforcing the law and changing cultural attitudes include such as the recent conviction of women for performing FGM on minors highlight a persistent issue in implementation and enforce, as well as the complex intersection of tradition, religion, and human rights in Gambian society. The parliamentary decision to maintain the ban is seen as a crucial step in safeguarding the rights of well-being of women and girls in Gambia. Yet challenges remain in redeciding the practice entirely and ensuring legal accountability for those who perpetrate it. And now we move on to Bangladesh. The recent deadly unrest in Bangladesh, sparked by protests over government job quotas, has led to widespread disruption and casualties. Schools and universities across the country are closed following clashes that resulted in the deaths of six people. The protest, led by university students, opposed the reservation of public sector jobs for specific groups, including relative of war heroes and disadvantaged communities. Critics argue that this system discriminates against merit-based recruitment. Violence erupted in several cities, with student groups attacking each other and police intervening with tear gas and rubber bullets. The protests intensified after a court reinstated the quotas in June, overturning a previous government decision to abolish them in 2018 amidst public outcry. The government blames opposition groups for instigating violence, while student leaders accuse pro-government faction of suppressing dissent. Despite calls for calm and legal investigation, including a court hearing scheduled for August, the protests continue unenabled as students demand the permanent removal of job quotas, highlighting ongoing tension over governance and inequality in Bangladesh. One more country about which one we would like to talk today is Venezuela. The upcoming election in Venezuela holds immense significance, particularly for the millions of Venezuelan migrants scattered across the globe, including in places like Bogota, Colombia. Many of these migrants was left to Venezuela due to severe economic and political crisis, seeking better opportunities abroad. For Maria Alvarez and others, the prospect of a fair election in Venezuela offers hope of returning home after years of exile. The election scheduled for later this month presents a rare change for change as opposition candidate Edmundo Gonzalez challenged President Nicolas Maduro's long-standing rule. Despite challenges and accusations of election interference, Gonzalez has emerged as a fortunate in recent polls. Beyond by international observations monitor the election process. For the United States, the outcome holds significant implication, especially with President Joe Biden facing re-election later this year. A shift towards democracy in Venezuela could potentially reduce migration pressure on the U.S. southern border, where Venezuelan migrants have been seeking refuge in increasing numbers. Conversely, continued authorization rule under Maduro could exacerbate migration flows, impact U.S. immigration policy, and Biden political standing. As Venezuelans and global observers await the election result, the future of millions hinges of the democratic process unfolding in Caracas, shaping not only Venezuela's destiny but also influencing geopolitical dynamics across the Americas. And for today, this is all the news we wanted to share with you. Thank you for being with us. We wish you peace in your countries. Please also don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more insightful updates and inspiring stories from around the world. We also have a podcast where you can find even more news and interesting first-hand stories. You can find links to all our social medias in the description of this video.
Stay tuned for next month's Kectil Global Roundup, where we'll continue to explore the latest news and trends shaping our world.